Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, where we bring you a weekly dose of powerlifting news, tips, and training advice with a touch of 80s rock ballads. This podcast is presented by Team Rohr Powerlifting, your source of the most comprehensive coaching and meet day preparation. Here are your hosts, Josh Rohr and Laura Sturm.
Welcome to episode 175. How are you, Josh Rohr?
Doing dandy. How about you?
Fantastic.
Excellent. So we, as you know, have our training app that people can subscribe to, and haven't talked about it too much recently, but we have it set where you can actually subscribe and try it for free for 5 days. So if people want to check it out, you have a program on there. Lee Webb has a program on there. Olivia has a program. Then there's a couple other kind of beginning programs on there as well. So it's a great way to kind of prep for a meet. You know, we're in the process of adding some off-season programming there. It's not up there yet, but it'll be up there soon. So if you're, training for a meet anywhere between like 8 to 15 weeks away, there's programs that'll fit your schedule there. And then, if you wanted to subscribe, it's you can find it at teamrohr.programs.app. But again, you can try it free for 5 days. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. We don't charge you anything.
Nice. So what is the cost when you do subscribe?
It's $29.99 a month. That also gets you access to our Discord server and things like that too, so you can kind of chat with other people on the team and other people that are subscribed.
Nice. I mean, for programming, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and most of the movements have video demos and stuff too to kind of show you how to do it and make sure your technique's right and everything. So if you're just trying to find a cheap way to get into the sport and follow a pretty solid program, I would say I recommend it.
Nice.
Nice. Let's see, Pro Series stuff. So the leaderboards have been updated from the past weekend, or I guess 2 weekends ago, the Southwest, Southeast, and Northeast regionals. So all the leaderboards are currently active or currently updated. This weekend, there are 2 Pro Series events, the Northwest Regionals in Washington and the Open World Cup in New York. So there'll be likely a shakeup on the leaderboards after those. But for those of you that are competing, the dots to beat for the time being, be in the top 10, which is what puts you in the finals, with obviously nationals still to come. In the female Raw, Sam Calhoun is currently in 10th with a 525.34 dots. The women's Raw is crazy because there's actually 19 women that are over at 500 dots, which is insane. On the men's side, Anthony Bilal, I'm not sure how you say his name. He's in 10th place with a 532.68. So, getting over that will get you into the top 10 for the time being. And the Raw men is crazy too, because there's actually 17 Raw men that are over a 525 dots, which is
insane.
Yeah. The female Raw Masters, Jennifer Sauter, is in 10th at 446.96. That's with age adjusted dots, so that's the number to beat. The male Raw Masters is Jay Thompson with 477.96 age adjusted dots. So those are the numbers to beat on the Raw side to get into the top 10, which is again the cutoff for the finals. Obviously with nationals and a few other meets still to go.
Oh, that's exciting. When you just said Sam Calhoun's in 10th place, now I want to look at the top 9.
It's crazy. There's a whole bunch of Raw women that are like within. Some of them are within not even a whole dots point. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's super competitive to get to the final, and then the final is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a powerlifting situation. Are you ready?
No, give me a second. I'm drinking water. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, now that Josh is ready. So here's the situation. You are asked to create a list of tips and advice for first-time competitors. What do you put on your list?
There's a lot of things, but I mean, I think some of the basics, like know and practice the referee commands, know what your openers are in kilos, One that I think is underrated is look at the referee lights after your attempt before you turn in your next one. Because especially as a new lifter, if you go down and up easy, you are just assuming you got the lift and then you go over to the table and go up. Well, you may not have gotten a lift on a technicality or something. So, I think it's important for lifters to always look at the lights, know if it's a good lift or not before you turn in your next attempt. So those are a few for me. What about you?
Mm. I would say consider your opener. A lot of first-time lifters make their openers way too high. Your opener should feel like your last warm-up, really, just so you can get on the board. And then, seconds should be a reasonable jump. And three, that's where you want it to be the PR. But don't try to open with something you hope will be a new PR, because that's a good way to bomb out of a meet.
It
Um,
is a great way
yeah,
to bomb out of a meet.
and it happens, yeah, so often, and it's so tragic. And when it's your first meet too, that's just not a great experience.
Right.
So, I think we have also talked about in the past, at your first meet, don't try to cut weight. It's not the time to do that. So just leave it as is and
Agreed.
just go on and get one done. And have our handler or coach, because there's just a lot going on. And as a lifter, you have enough going on. Having somebody help with that handling, who understands how the sport works a little bit, just super helpful.
Yep, I agree. We could make an endless list, I think, but I think those are kind of the ones that a lot of people we see mess up. So anyway, second powerlifting situation. This one's for you, Laura.
Mm.
After your last squat warm up, you run to the bathroom before your opener. While there, you see a fellow competitor wrapping their knees and pulling knee sleeves over the wraps. You are the only other person in the bathroom. They give you the shh signal when they realize you are there. What do you do?
Mm. I mean, it's that's definitely not something okay to do. That would
Right.
be akin to cheating. Do I want to be that person that turns them in? No, but at the same time, I wouldn't be that person that would allow them to cheat. So I would probably go to a referee and tell them what I saw.
Yeah.
I'd probably ask to not be named, but it would probably be obvious who it was that said it. But no, I couldn't allow somebody to cheat.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, there is a, and we're not the ethical police or moral police or whatever, but rules are rules. And, especially we're both referees. So like it's kind of our job to, even if we're not there as referees, it's still kind of under our scope of, that's our
Yeah.
responsibility to, but here's I spent a lot of time thinking about this. And here's what I would do because I'm a little bit petty. And I really cannot stand people that intentionally cheat. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I think they're scumbags when they do it intentionally. And the part of this situation that pisses me off is they give you the signal, which tells me they 100%
Oh
know
yeah.
that they're cheating, and that really just that pisses me off. So if I'm a lifter there and I see that, I probably just like concede that I'm going to have a shitty day because I'm all about ruining this person's life. Um, so if I'm there as a coach, obviously I can kind of do both, still coach and whatever. But like this, like even since we put this out there, like this question has consumed me. Like I had a dream about it. It's really pissed me off. So here's what I would do.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. So I would not say anything until I made sure that they actually attempted it with the wraps on. So I would make sure that the wraps are still on. I would not say a thing. As soon as they are out there doing the squat and they get the rack command, I start making the biggest scene possible, pointing them out in front of the entire crowd, saying they have knee wraps on, they're cheating, check their knee wraps, make this whole spectacle, embarrass the shit out of this person, and probably post it on social media. And I don't care, I want I don't care if, if they know it's me or not. Well, of course they're going to know it's me at that point.
Well, yeah.
But I have no tolerance for it. I can't stand it. And I want this person to, so it's different. If you could make an argument, if they didn't give you the signal, you could make an argument, as ridiculous as it is, that they may just not know that they couldn't do that. When, it's very hard to argue that anyway, putting knee wraps under your knee sleeves.
It would be
But
hard to do.
but maybe they're just really, really naive. So like I wouldn't embarrass them in this case. But the fact that you gave the signal tells me that you're intentionally cheating and you want me to keep my mouth shut. Off. I'm gonna your world up.
Wow. How do you
So
really feel?
well, let me continue, and I'll tell you. Like I'm seriously getting mad thinking about this because
It's
there's
a
just no.
hypothetical,
It,
Josh.
it is a hypothetical, but like I know there's people that do shit like this, and
Sadly, probably,
and
yeah.
it really is. There's no place for it. Yeah. So
I'm naive, and I like to think that people just make bad decisions sometimes. Good people make bad decisions sometimes. So I probably wouldn't try to ruin someone's life, and I definitely wouldn't post it on social media because man, things get so out of hand sometimes on social media. And I've heard about people like committing suicide over just getting on social media. I mean, not literally, of course, but like, yeah, if good people make bad decisions. So I don't think I'd ruin their life
wow.
personally.
So in that case, then if you see me around, you better not be cheating.
Don't intend to, but yeah, wow. Lesson learned. Don't
Yeah.
don't cross Josh Rohr.
I mean,
Or
it's just one, like, to me, it's just, I don't know, like,
well, I understand you a little bit because, when someone does something that I know is just ethically so wrong, it pisses me off so bad and it can like eat my lunch. Like my neighbor with the paintball thing and lying to us and the shit that he said to us and like the fact that he knows he's like disrupting the lives of multiple people and their families and like if they can stay home in their own house, and he just doesn't give a shit. He just wants to do what he wants to do. Like stuff like that pisses me off so bad. I would just never be friends with someone like that. Just no, you know. I don't care whatever happens. It's just if I can't respect you, no. And would I like to ruin his life on social media? Honestly, yes. So, all right,
so
I understand
so
you now.
stepping back and being objective, I'm not trying to ruin the person's life, but like I want this person out of powerlifting. So if I ruin their powerlifting life, then so be it. Like
Mm,
if you're intention, here's the thing, you're intentionally cheating.
mm,
Like, yes, you know, you may not have known that you can't wear knee wraps in the Raw division or something. Like, if
mm.
you didn't know, but like, there is 100% no doubt this person knows they're cheating and trying to get away with something.
Yep,
So it's different to me.
yep.
Cheating's cheating, but like intentionally cheating is like way worse.
Oh yeah, and it's just there's no room in the sport for any of that.
Yeah. Anyway, blood
Anyway,
pressure is up now.
over a hypothetical. It hasn't even happened,
Yeah.
Josh. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, here's what's crazy is I've had people, when this went up there, I had multiple people direct message me and say that while they haven't witnessed this specific thing, that so I had 6 different people message me. Let me put it that way.
Really?
That they saw a lifter in the bathroom with 2 coaches and baby powder pulling up their knee sleeves. So it's
Wow.
not technically the same, but the rules specifically says, you're not allowed to have assistants pulling them up.
Mhm.
So that is cheating. That is intentional. Well, maybe they don't know that that's not allowed, I guess.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
that's different from the intent standpoint. Like I assume everybody knows the rules in the rule book, but maybe not. So in that's not the situation, but like in that case, I would just be like, I would say something like, hey, you're not allowed to have somebody help you with your with your knee sleeves. And then
Right.
when they get pissed off, I
Oh,
can show them the rule. And then I would probably tell the TC also to,
and coaches
to,
should know better.
yeah, and coaches should know better, but a lot don't. Like, a lot of them are not, have not gone through the coaching course that USA Powerlifting has. So they just the person there helping
Mm,
sometimes. So
mm.
so that that
CrossFitters.
that's that still is breaking the rules, but again, there you don't know for sure that it's intentional.
Right.
So that's handled way differently, in my
Well, we
opinion.
can also talk about another intentional way of cheating.
Are we trying to tell people how to cheat?
No, no,
Okay, just
because
making
I
sure.
mean this one's obvious, right? Like if you take something that you know is on the banned list to try to make your lifts,
Right.
like that's cheating. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
100%.
cheating.
And I think that's the worst cheating.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, again, cheating is cheating, period. It's wrong. But like intentionally, like because here's the thing. In that specific situation, there are avenues to compete that way. So
Yes. Yep.
there are non-drug tested organizations. Go compete there. Like you have no business ever taking banned substances and competing in a drug-free organization
Hmm.
knowingly.
Yep.
Like either way is wrong. Like there's no excuse either way because you're responsible for everything you put in your body. But if you intentionally do that, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know there's been times where people have taken something that metabolizes different, or they were told that it won't show up in a screen. So that shit happens, you
I
know?
can't believe I'm about to semi quote South Park to you because I don't watch South Park, but wasn't there an episode where somebody oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. Somebody was a piece of shit and was growing. Oh, it was it was Bono. And that it was Bono. They're like, I always knew he was a piece of shit. And he was like, I don't know. I watched it one time, but it was really weird. But basically, it was this baby piece of shit that grew up to be Bono or something like that. I don't know. It's really weird.
Like literally?
Yeah. And South Park. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Literally.
South Park is so
Yeah.
funny.
I don't know.
I'll have to
Like I said,
find that clip because now I need to see Bono growing from a baby piece of shit.
yeah.
See, he
Is that,
does enjoy the smell of his own farts.
is that documented?
It might be also on South Park,
Oh, got it.
but I think that was more like the Prius owners,
Yeah. So
which you
I've never seen that episode, but Hope has a Christmas ornament um of a red Prius that says thanks,
nice, nice.
which I guess is an episode two I've never seen.
Yes.
All right.
Everything I needed to know I learned in South.
Yep, that sounds right.
All right, we should go on to our new lifter tips. Back to powerlifting.
We got way
Yeah, yeah,
out in
yeah.
left field there.
All right, so the first new lifter tip. When you go out for your first squat, take a few seconds with your hands on the bar to take a few deep breaths, compose yourself, and find the spot you look at while squatting.
Yeah, I think, especially, newer lifters, but even seasoned lifters, like the anxiety of that first squat kind of gets to them sometimes. So they get out there and rush. And there's, as long as you're up and out of your chair, ready to go with plenty of time, like there's more than enough time to get out there, stand, look around, take in the environment, kind of get comfortable a little bit, and then unrack it and set up and squat.
Absolutely.
I think it just allows you to slow everything down a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's funny how when you're lifting in a meet, you don't see the people that are right in front of you. Like I never, yeah, it's odd. I know they're there.
Yeah, I know they're there. And I've heard people too, like, then they come off, they're like, I didn't know where to look because I'm used to looking at this spot on the wall in the gym or whatever. So I
Right.
think that's a good opportunity to kind of just look around and see where when the weight's actually on you, where you
Mm.
actually gonna look at because
Right.
you want to kind of know where that's going
Mm.
to be so you can look for it and you're not like searching around for somewhere where you're not staring at your friend in the audience or you're not staring into a bright light or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was
Uh,
lifter tip number one. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Number one. That's all I had. So
Oh,
number
I thought
two.
you were number two. When training by yourself, take a video for an objective view of how it went.
Yeah, I agree with this one, especially just based on past experience, people that I've coached, sometimes I'd be watching their videos that they posted and they're like, oh, this didn't feel good. I'm like, did you actually watch the video? No. I'm like, well, maybe you should watch your own videos because sometimes what you feel is what's going on isn't what's going on. And the bar was moving perfectly fine, super fast. And, when you put that down as a 9 RPE out of 10, well, it clearly wasn't. So when training by yourself, it's really a good idea. I think, especially when you're training by yourself, you get a little bit more in your head and you pay more attention to your own feelings and thoughts. And sometimes they're not accurate.
That is true. And I think where this really comes in sometimes is sumo deadlifts. Like, somebody pulls and it doesn't even break the floor. And then you watch the video and you can visibly see that they stopped pulling before they even gave it a shot. Obviously all the lifts, but, for what you just said, but that's one specific situation that I think sometimes happens.
Yeah. For me, it was always squats. Like if I was training by myself for squats, I'm like, oh, that was so awful. When I was with a group, I'd always be kind of a little bit more hyped up. So squats never felt bad when I was with a group. But when I was by myself, oh, always,
Yeah.
always felt bad. So,
Gotcha. All right.
all right. So, Josh, we need to do another music list competition.
I've been thinking about this. So I have one in mind
What do you have in mind?
that I want to do, but I'm not sure what you're going to think about it. And I'm also waiting. So we won't actually start requesting these lists for a couple more weeks, but it's going to give people some time to think. And we got to figure out the parameters of it. So, all right, here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to do the top 5 karaoke songs.
Well,
But
I already know yours.
well, but that's why I want to wait because I'm going to add a few more to it. Because here's one of the rules. One of mine. I think one of the rules needs to be it has to be top 5 karaoke songs that you have sang.
Or you would sing.
Or you would sing. Yeah.
Yeah, because people sometimes are
Yeah.
like,
Some people don't do
yeah,
karaoke.
I don't do
Yeah.
karaoke. But
Right.
if you were, or you were just singing in the shower,
Yeah.
and nobody was around, and because not everyone's a great,
Right. I mean, I'm not a great
musical.
karaoke singer, but I'm not a great singer at all, but I do it with gusto.
Yes, and you have fun, and that's
I
really
do. Yeah.
supposed to be what it's about.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think so we'll make it top 5 because I think you could just like Google like top 5 karaoke songs or something like that, and everybody would have, whatever. But I think top 5 karaoke songs that you have either sang or would sing or have sang in the shower.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll go from that.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. And then prize to be determined. We'll think of that later.
Well, I'm a little
But
disappointed that we're not going to get this list before this weekend because I know we're going to have karaoke at the Team or weekend.
well,
this afternoon.
that's specifically why I want to wait until after because there are some songs that I want to list that I have not sang yet.
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
I'll leave that little carrot for you.
Hmm. And you're going to sing them this weekend?
I'm gonna have to if I want to put them on this song because I'm not gonna be
Okay.
doing
All right.
karaoke before the list is
Yeah.
due.
Okay. Deal.
There is
All right.
no stipulation on how well you sing the song though. I will
No,
say
of
that.
course not.
Yeah.
So, top 5 karaoke songs that you have sung or would sing.
Or have sang in the shower.
Yeah, and knowing that you don't have to sing really well, you just have to enjoy the song,
Yep.
and you want to sing
And
to it. Okay.
yeah, we'll start asking for the list the week of July 14th. So it gives you a couple weeks to think about it. Gives you a couple weeks to go out and karaoke or sing in the shower.
So, are you saying that your karaoke list would not include Helen Reddy, I Am Woman?
Yes. I don't know what your hang up is with that song.
Because there was just like, I was picturing like, what would be the funniest song to see Josh Rohr sing? And, of course, the My Dick song came up, but that was just because it was like first on Dan's phone that day. Don't know why it's first on his phone. I think it's alphabetical.
I have so many questions about that.
Exactly. So I'm just thinking that would have been funny to have you sing, especially when I wasn't there and all of a sudden it just shows up and then What I was picturing though was like I wasn't there and I put that in for you at that party, and I was thinking that you would just see it and be like, oh, well, it came up and I'm loaded anyway, so I'm gonna just sing this song. But no, you got on your moral high horse and were like, she's not here. She can't request things for me. So whatever.
Well, all right, if you want, so here's partially where you screwed up is you put like 3 or 4 songs in a row. Like if you really wanted to do that, like low key, you just put one song in, wait like 10, 15 minutes, put another song in. That way they're sprinkled in. So I think, whatever. But when there's literally like the next 4 songs are songs I don't know that are for me, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I thought it was just 2.
Maybe it was just 2, but they were back to back.
Oh, that's what. So are you saying that if I had done that, you would have sung the My Dick song?
I would have considered it. Probably not. I probably wouldn't have
No,
sang
you
that
wouldn't.
song. You're right. But I
Because
would
it's
have, I would have
offensive.
at least had to, I would have at least had to consider it a little bit. Like, so I'm giving you advice on how to, whatever you call
How
it.
to manage this. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Noted. You'll be singing
Yeah.
My Dick before this weekend's over.
Yeah, I doubt it, but we'll see.
You're no fun.
I frown on fun.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know.
You are actually one of the few people that I really enjoy getting to watch do things drunk.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink and most drunk people really annoy me, but you're a fun drunk.
I am.
You're such a lightweight, such a lightweight.
So the theory there from a lot of people, specifically my wife, is that I'm just so like I'm actually a really, really fun, outgoing person, but I'm so uptight that that person doesn't come out unless I have a drink or 2 usually. So that's her theory.
It brings out your inner.
It brings out my true self, is what she says.
Your inner extrovert.
Yeah.
Well,
much.
That'll be fun. So there you
Cool.
go.
All right. Well, I think our next episode will actually be from the farm. So stay tuned for that. And I guess we will see you all next time. Later.
All right. Bye now.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends.